Hello and welcome to the Hobby CNC with Dave show. Um, I've got a special guest tonight, so no panel tonight, but I do have my buddy Sean here. Is going to fill in for Ryan. Ryan is
I'm your Ryan.
Off glamping somewhere. So he's, I did see him in the chat a little bit ago.
Having fun.
But anyway, but I got a special guest tonight, and I think it's going to be a good show. I know I've got lots of questions. I think Sean's probably going to have a few questions as well. And I noticed, Sean, let's see, I don't know where it went. I'll have to scroll up here. But I see we had oh yeah, here it is. We had a troll already. Can you believe that?
I missed that.
Look at this guy. He says, "Beat Bama." Come on. That's a good way to get blocked here on this channel. Roll Tide. And by the way, I've got my phone right here. Bama's up 7-0 according to the thing. Since I'm unable to watch it, I've got the little score thing here. So anyway, let's get started without any further ado and bring in my guest tonight. It's Mr. Paul Hammerquist.
Hello.
AKA the Hammer.
Hammer.
I don't know if I said that. Did I say that right, Paul? I don't know.
Die Hammer. You got to do it like with the German accent, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. We got that straightened out. All right. Well, welcome, Paul. Welcome to the Hobby CNC with Dave show. We'll be taking questions. Anybody has questions for Paul about, I guess, pretty much anything CNC. Let's first just let me just have you kind of give our viewers a kind of the Reader's Digest version of your background and your CNC stuff and whatever else you want to talk about.
Well, I guess it all started with 3D printing. It started with the printer bot, which was just a wooden 3D printer, and me and my dad put that together and went from that small one up to a larger one. And then I got into SLA printing, and my dad passed away, and I was really close to him with that, and I kind of lost interest and heart, and all of a sudden I was like, you know what, got into CNC, milling, and just found a new passion for it again. And now I'm trying to take 3D printing, CNC, Arduino, coding, all that, put it all together and just make some cool stuff, make art, have fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now I see we've already got a question in the background there. Clyde is wanting to know, what machine is that? Anytime.
That is a MK1 long mill.
Okay.
So, not the MK2 yet. That one, I want to get that. It's got 48 inches in the X-axis. So, but this is the MK1.
Okay.
What size is the MK1? Just curious.
This one's 30 by 30, so it's like, I think comes out to like 29.5 by 29.5 ish, around there.
Nice.
I haven't gone out that far yet. I've really stuck to about 25 inches, 24 inches.
Okay. Yeah, I think most people do that no matter how big their machine is. They, that spot that's about 24 by 24 down there in that lower left-hand corner really gets a workout. But is that, how long have you had the long mill? Is that where you started your CNC journey, or is this?
No, I started with the 3018, Prover 3018, and I had that for about 3 months, and then was like, I need something bigger. Those little things, just doing these little acrylic ones like this, and I was like, no, I want to do bigger ones. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty fast where I was like, yeah, I need to upgrade.
Yeah, well, I think I've mentioned them before. A lot of people don't even like to talk about those little machines, but I think if you don't know anything about CNC, I think they're a good way to cut your teeth, because
Mhm.
I mean, let's face it, they're not very expensive. You can get in really cheap.
I think that's what helped me with when I got the long mill was that I had been on a 3018, so I wasn't scared of this. I was like, "Yay, I got more room," instead of, "Oh, what am I going to do?" What with that 3018, I beat that thing up and put it through its paces, and I was like, "Cool." Now, with the long mill, I was like, "Hey, cool, I can use this," and I wasn't. I don't want to say scared, but intimidated probably is a better word.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Even the little small machines, everything you do with that, homing it and setting the zeros and all that, it's all the same as with a big machine. So once you make all your mistakes on that little one, now you know what you're doing when you get on a bigger one like that. So
Oh yeah.
so what kind of stuff have you made, or do you sell anything like on Etsy or anything like that? Do you have a specific product or?
I tried doing the Etsy thing and doing designs, but that market is just rampant with people stealing stuff. And
Mm.
I last week's show, I'm sorry, I can't remember who said it, but they said I want to keep this a hobby. I want to make stuff for my family and have fun, and that's kind of where where I'm at. I want to make stuff for people, my family, friends. I'll do commission work here and there.
Mhm.
But for the most part, I'm like, I don't want to make 100 widgets and then be like, here you go. I want to make cool stuff like,
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
and then you can change the light. So, just making whatever.
Is that out of acrylic?
Yes, this is three different types of acrylic. And then this is neon flux LED lighting.
That's a cool piece.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then again, more Arduino. Rat's nest in the back. Still got to clean it up, but this is the next video I'm working on to get going. So
Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's really cool.
A trucker or Trekkie?
yes, big Trekkie. DS9's the best. DS9's the best. You can type me in the comments if you want.
I love DS9. I like Quark. The bartender, he's my favorite.
Yeah, we actually, me and my wife go on a cruise, the Star Trek cruise.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I've got to meet a lot of the cast there, and I got to meet Jake and hang out with him for like 30 minutes, and just it was really cool. They're all really good group of people out there. So
That's too cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I see. Got another question here that he's got flagged. Clyde asked, "Do you use the G sender with the long mill?"
Yes, right now I'm running version 1.0.5. I'm not running the latest version because I also use a Raspberry Pi. I'm not using a laptop. So I like to stay back one version where it's stable and I know it works, because it's basically CNCJS that they took and then built upon that.
Mm-hmm.
So I had originally been using CNCJS, but you had to cut down your G-code file. If you got over 10,000 lines, it started getting sluggish and started having issues. So with G-Sender, I'm getting about 30,000 lines, before I need to split it up and with the Raspberry Pi to make it work.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm I had I had Bob Wood on the show from Bob CNC. Thank you, Solar Man. He's hitting us up with a super chat. I appreciate that. And Bob sent me one of his Revolution rotary. It's a standalone rotary axis machine that they sell, and of course it runs on Gerbil. So I was using the let's see what they call it, Bob's Basic Sender, and then I tried Universal G-code sender. And then I stumbled across the G sender, which is, what the long CNC labs, the long mill people put out. And I found that I like that the best of any of the free G senders or, sender programs. I like the G sender the best. I just like the way it was laid out. It was really easy to use, and I found it very, kind of my favorite.
Yeah, and you can also go in there and instead of having to remember every $1.23, all of that, all the settings, they have a GUI where you can go in and reverse your axis in there. You can change all of that. It's very user friendly, and they keep adding on. I know they just had a live stream. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but controlling it from your phone now.
Oh yeah. I saw they had a little video out. I think it was about that. That's a cool thing. And like you mentioned, the all the settings, you don't have to worry about remembering anything. It's all right there within that program, and it's easy to change and use like that. Let's see. David Pingle asks, what CAD software do you use?
I use Illustrator.
Okay.
Because that's what I use during my day job. So.
Okay, that makes total sense.
You use it to draw it up.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question, kind of the same. That was the CAD software. Estelcam, or is that the sender?
No, Estelcam is a cam only.
Okay.
So I do a lot of. I used to use Carbide Create, the Pro Edition, but then they had their fun changing of how they were doing it. So I always really started in Illustrator with all my designs. Now I just import it into Estelcam and do all my tool pathing there, export the G code and put it in G Sender, and off I'm off.
Okay. So you go from Illustrator to Estelcam. Okay. That's cool. That was my biggest question, because I noticed within it you can also do laser.
Yes, they have laser, 3D, even the the half toning.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So they have this half toning, and they also have that the popular one, the lines half toning. I haven't actually used that part yet. That's the one I wrote a Python script to make those.
Cool.
So.
Okay, I just noticed a comment here in the chat that Ryan says, "Dang it, another Raspberry Pi guy, and I'm not there." He's the Raspberry Pi guy that I know. so it's funny that we have another Pi guy on, and he's not. He's out glamping somewhere. Clyde, I think this is. He says, I'm using the latest version on my Pi 400. Works good, Paul.
Yeah.
I guess he was directing that at you.
Yeah, so those Pi 400s, instead of just getting the credit card deal, they comes with the keyboard, and it's all enclosed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like just putting it inside one of these. So all your plug in and everything there with the Raspberry Pi in it. So
it's already built in.
Yeah, but if you can actually get a Raspberry Pi 4, you're lucky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were looking at Pis last week.
Yeah, and $200. $200.
Yeah, I was looking at them on Amazon during one of my coffee sessions streams, and I forget what it was. It was right almost $200 for the kit,
for the board,
I guess. Yeah. And just the standalone board was, what was it, $170, I think, just for the board.
Yeah, before the pandemic, I had gotten mine. I think it was $70 for a 4 gig.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now, they want 180. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Somebody here's trying to tell you, come on over to Carvco. We'll make your life easier. I don't know.
Well,
I don't really know anything about Carvco.
That's kind of where when Carbide Create started saying, hey, you have to have the pro version to save G code. And yes, they provide a link and you have to change it. It's complicated now. I started looking at other stuff and, well, at least CAM software, because I was like, CAD, Illustrator, I just know it. It's like second nature, And so I started with that for CAM. I'm trying to understand Pixel CNC. I want to get to Carvco, Vectric, Aspire. I want to look at Fusion, but I want to go through the whole gauntlet. I really like software stuff and playing around with software and seeing how that all works, and if I can get it to work.
Right. I see we've got another super chat here from JR from Trade Skillers Anonymous. It says, what do you get if you divide the circumference of a jack-o'-lantern by its diameter? Pumpkin pie. So, good one, JR. And appreciate the super chat as always, my friend. Guys, way too generous. Just a good guy. All right, there's Cody. And I hadn't mentioned it, but I'm sure most everybody that's watching probably knows that we do a live giveaway every single week. And it's sponsored by Cody at cadencemfgdesign.com. But I have not heard from Cody. So Cody, I've got the giveaway tool fired up in the background here. And I just put the hashtag for tonight is going to be hashtag cadence, because since I hadn't heard from you, I didn't know what you wanted to give away. So I thought, well, I'll just make it just kind of a generic hashtag cadence. That's what people need to put in the chat, and we will go from there. Okay, Cody, I see he's telling me to check my text message. So that will probably tell me which.
I just got 3 of his. I ordered them on Sunday, so can't wait to try them out. Okay, let's see. He says, forgot to message you, give away any bit you want. I have everything in stock. Well, it's really up to you, Cody. I mean, you're the man here, so any of them's fine. We'll maybe we should do it where whoever wins can specify which one they want if you've got them all.
Winner pick.
Yeah, do a winner pick. But anyway, the hashtag to put in the chat will be hashtag cadence. And I always forget to run this thing too. I'm going to let this run a while tonight too. To remind folks about the Gatton CNC Christmas Challenge. I started talking about this in August, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat were rolling their eyes like, what is this guy doing? It's August, but here we are, first week or so into October, and, it'll be here before you know it. So I'm just going to let that scroll across the bottom of the screen here. And as we continue on the show, but anyway, hashtag cadence, and we'll do the drawing a little later, and whoever wins can, I guess, tell Cody which one they want. Let's see. You got some more start. Okay. Oh, okay. Jeff was, why isn't the Christmas? Well, it is now, and I just now saw your question. So thanks for the reminder, Jeff.
And you're welcome, Cody.
Okay, Raymond also says, don't forget your banner today, Dave. Yeah, I forgot. I've had that thing made up now for about 2 or 3 weeks, and I keep forgetting to run it during the thing. But anyway, it's basically just saying, if you want to get find out about the Christmas challenge and how to get involved and enter it, go to davegatt.com, and then you'll see a link or a page that says 2022 Gatton CNC Christmas Challenge, and you can click on that and find out all about it. So, all right, let's get back to. I know I was watching some of your videos. Well, I know one thing I want to talk about, and I don't know if you have it. Oh yeah, you do. It's right. It's right there beside you. Paul had sent me a couple of weeks ago or so on the show. I was talking about how I was repurposing some of this old aluminum parts of a storm door to make a camera mount and stuff like that. And Paul sent me some pictures. And I think you've got one of the things right there beside you. Tell us a little bit about that, Paul.
Well, that's an old computer case my work was going to throw away. And so that's actually a 3D printed mech I designed in Blender and printed out on my printer bot. And then it's got LED lights up under here. I don't know if you can see them from there. But you can then control them. And of course, it comes unplugged as soon as I move it.
Sounds like my cameras.
But it has photometer. You can change out the lighting and the different effects with it. And he walks. It's fun.
Nice, cool.
Yeah.
Well, he limps now.
Yeah, he limps. But, well, you know, you get kids and so.
But isn't that the best part? You can print out toys and stuff for your kids, along for yourself.
Yeah, actually, I made some bracelets for my daughters. So this was on the SLA printer. That was pretty cool. I really did like that SLA printer, but it was a little tricky to get going because you could actually do a lot easier on overhangs and stuff like that as opposed to with the FDM printers. So
Right.
Okay. Well, okay. I've heard you now talk about 3D printing, and of course your 3018 and your long mill. Which is your favorite as far as CNC stuff? Do you prefer the 3D printing or the routing stuff, or do you have a favorite?
I would have to say it's routing as of today. It's really I like coming up with projects and then finding a solution. So it depends on what I want to do, which one's going to work best. Because I also have a CO2 laser that I got to get set up. So it's more of a just trying to find the right answer to what I'm trying to build. So right now it's been milling these LED signs, the long mill and CNC machine. They're fun. People love them. They make great gifts. So right now, yeah, it's CNC right now, but I'm pretty sure once I get the CO2 laser going, I'll be like, ooh, new toy. I love this one.
Okay. Well, now you've opened up another can of worms for me because I'm really taking a hard look at CO2 lasers. What kind of a CO2 laser are we talking about?
I got the Omnitech 75 watt laser.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So
do you already have it?
Yeah, it's sitting over there behind a pallet of hardwood for our floors in our house, which has to get done before you can play on that. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, that 75 watt, that's going to be pretty sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, just enough to cut acrylic.
Yeah.
That's slow and easy. The nice thing, though, is when you upgrade, you should be able to reuse that power supply for like 100 watt.
Yeah, and then they have the add-on for, because the 100 watt laser longer, so they have that box that goes over to hold it as well.
Rossi does make a tube. It's a little bit fatter, but it is shorter.
Oh,
and
really?
That's what I ended up doing with mine here. Mine used to stick out the side about a foot, and now it's flush.
Oh, cool. I'll have to look at that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Sean's been shooting a few laser beams here lately too. He's been posting some stuff on Facebook of little magnets and stuff he has. Let's see here. I got another question here. CNC says, does DHammer have a Facebook/Instagram? Mind posting a link? I did not post any of your Facebook or Instagram links, but I do have the link to your YouTube channel down in the video description. It's directly below. You'll see it as soon as you click here to show more stuff. It should be right up there at the top. And if you have any other Facebook or Instagram or any of that kind of stuff you want to share, Paul?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, DEHammer. It may be Maker after that. You know how fun those are, Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
I do have a Facebook page, but I'm mainly on YouTube. That's that in the forums and the Facebook groups, trying to help out where I can.
Okay. All righty. Keep looking at the chat over here. It looks like we have several folks with the pew machines over there.
Yeah, I tried the diode laser, and I just wasn't impressed. You know, it was just too slow, and I was like, man, it's going to turn to another 3018 long mill situation. So instead of getting invested there, I was just like, that's it. I'm going to go with the big CO2 and just skip over it. Don't, take
what kind of diode laser did you have?
I actually got that make block. It was back 10 years ago, about the same time I had my first CNC, and it was just a little 10 or 5 watt diode laser, and the connections for it were actually telephone cords. And instead of having wire, it used I can't even remember the software, but it was just not fun. It was a hassle. And so when I got this CNC machine, I tried hooking up the laser, got a new board and everything. And I mean, it was all right, but I just was like, the timing and everything for it, I wasn't happy with it. I was like, I'm going to go CO2 instead of messing with the diode.
Yeah. I bought an Ortour Laser Master Pro 2. I think it was December of last year. And I built it's sitting right over here. I built a little enclosure for it. And I've enjoyed it pretty much, but I'm kind of like you. It kind of just really made me get the bug to want to CO2 that much more, which I still don't have. But it's all I can do every time I go on Amazon and stuff to not pull the trigger on one. So,
well, the diode laser, I mean, if you're etching or burning in your logo and you're mass producing something, I can see a good use for that. But if you're just trying to do art stuff or cut things out, if you're trying to cut on a diode, you're going to more than likely burn out your laser
relatively quick.
Yeah. So I was like, no, I don't really need to etch my logo into anything. So
yeah. Well, see, I just got it to kind of play around with, because I don't, I'm not trying to make stuff to sell either. But I did like the Ortour a lot better than, because I'd had a couple of diode lasers before. And when I say that, I mean just the diode part, and I would mount it on my CNC. So I've done that route, and it's okay. But, then I thought, well, let me get the Ortour. And I like that better because I can use light burn with it. And, it's a little bit nicer than running it, with it attached to the CNC, in my opinion. I know a lot of people use them that way. But like I said, it etches great, and it doing the tiles and stuff, it's fine for that and all that, but it just makes me go, okay, well, now I want to do something else, and
and you're not going to have luck cutting acrylic with it, which is a lot of what I do. So, and I wanted to be also etch, so that's why I was like, CO2 just made a lot more sense to me than trying to go down the diode route.
Well, I can already tell you're going to have a standing invitation to come back and be on the show again when you get that CO2 laser going, because I'll definitely want to see that.
Yeah. Just got to finish those floors.
Yeah. All right, Sean, have I missed any questions? I don't know if we've.
I know I'm no questions per se.
Okay, well, I'm thinking of another one, because as I sat here and I'm looking past Paul at his machine sitting back there, that looks like you've got the Makita.
Yes.
I think that's a Makita router on there. And tell us a little bit about your dust collection. I'm surprised somebody hadn't already asked, because usually when folks see hoses and stuff, they want to know about the dust collection.
Well, I had been using a I forget the brand, whatever, a dust vac, and just had that going into a separator. And then I was actually trying to cut out a project, and that died on me. So I was like, yeah, great. So I ran up to not Harbor Freight, but Rockler, grabbed a 1.5 horsepower one, and that's a 4 to 2 inch on there. And then I'm just using the original CNC dust boot with it. So it's all right, but it's 3D printed. So, I mean, and it's held up pretty well, and the magnets do pretty well on there too, but had a collision with the front part. There's supposed to be acrylic sheet there.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Now, is that one you printed out?
No, I bought it from them.
Okay. And I see, it looks like you've got some kind of an arm over there on the side of your machine holding one of the hoses.
Yeah, that was, had some extra wood on a project, and I was like, ooh, I can make a dust holder for it. So just using scrap, instead of cutting it out of a full piece and having a bunch left over, just waited till I had the right project, threw it in there, and just cut it out. And then, again, 4 inch to 2 inch hose on there.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you, I have, and I mentioned this to you, I think the other night when we were doing our little tech check. I have had the opportunity to see one of the, I guess it's the MK1, long mills in person. And I thought it was a pretty cool little machine. Is there any, I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, but is there any pros or cons that you'd like to share with us about that machine? Or
for me, mine's been good from this, basically from the start. I did have some issues with the Z and getting the anti-backlash nuts tightened just right. My biggest, I would say, complaint is the eccentric nuts for the wheels and getting those adjusted and getting that tuned in. And once you do that, though, you're pretty good. Light maintenance. I don't have, on the 3018, I had a lot of issues with the the springs popping out on the 3018 and pushing too hard. And with this, most issues are user error, wrong, pushing it too hard, just not using the right bit. Dust shoe, yeah, I would probably, that's going to be something I'm probably going to upgrade coming up once I have some time to sit down and really think that one through, what I want to do there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it does, the bristles do get stuck on the bed, and it gets stuck up in there, and it likes to clog every once in a while, so I have to stop the cut and clean it out. But besides that, CNC, their forum, their Facebook page, I don't think I've ever asked a question. I've just been able to go in there, search, and go, cool, there's the answer. That's how that fixes it. And, you know, people are actually really nice. But, yeah, I don't want to speak out of turn here because I don't know. Originally, they had said getting a spindle to work with it. There may have been some issues, but that I think may have been fixed now.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about upgrading that as well. So.
Well, if anything, you can control the spindle on the side versus through the software.
Yeah. So well, that is nice. Yeah. Making sure to turn it on though as well. But I've seen people use the IoT relay, so when they boot that up and everything, it does turn on as well,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll turn off as well when it's done. So, but overall, I've loved it. I mean, I've got to make some really cool stuff with it. I've got to meet a lot of cool people because I mean, I got to come on the show because of it as well, you know. So.
Yeah. Now, I haven't, like I said, I've seen one of the MK1s in person, and I haven't seen the newer one. I guess they call it the MK2. But I did have Andy Lee on several weeks ago, or several months ago now, I guess, on the show to talk about the long reel. And I remember him holding up a piece of the aluminum profile, you know, where you could see the shape and stuff. They hadn't yet, I don't think we're coming out with them just quite yet. But I would imagine that it is even better than what that one is, because I'm sure they're addressing a lot of the little nitpicky issues that the Mach MK1 would have. So
they said it is a little bit more rigid. So they're suggesting if you're only upgrading for rigidity, it's not worth it. If you're upgrading for get the 48-inch cut area, cool. So that would be, they said it's a little bit more rigid, but it's not pronounced over anything over this.
Yeah. Well, I personally, and you said you have what, a 30 by 30, I think, work area with that one. Yeah. I really think that's a good work area. I mean, you think about it, like I said, most people, you know, use that 2 foot by 2 foot or even less than that down in the lower left-hand corner, and that's what they wear out. I think that's a good sized machine, and it's very reasonably priced, in my opinion, for what you get. I think it's a good little machine.
Yeah, I like it. It's been fun, but I want to get that 48 inches. I don't know why. It's one of those. I guess it's Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah. I guess a little of that in all of us.
Yeah, I'm running a 24-36, and I'd love to at least go wider.
Yeah. All right, Cody's wanting to know where the fedora is, Sean.
Cody, it is right there. You go.
He actually put that on before we went live, and I said, "Man, you kind of overdressed for this show." I mean, I just grabbed my cleanest dirty shirt when I get ready to come on here. So
it's that time of year.
Yeah. All right. Solar Man's got a question for you, Paul. He says, what part of making your videos do you like most?
Oh, I mean, it's the project itself and then getting to share it. Before all this and before I got into all that, I was a spoken word poet, musician, visual artist. So I think it's kind of in that same vein in taking this and making it an artwork, not just the piece, but then, showing the process and making the videos. So that's, it can be hard and long, but I like doing it. It's fun, but editing can be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, and that's going to be a question coming up. Somebody's asking about your video editing software, but before we get to that, how many videos have you got on your YouTube channel now? Do you know?
62, I think,
okay.
Around there.
Okay.
So I average almost every other week. That's where I kind of try to be. But I'll have to throw some software ones in there. So without a project, just to kind of feed that algorithm,
Yeah, that's right. You got to feed it to get noticed.
Yeah. Oh, and then with their moves to pushing shorts, that's even.
Yeah. And I don't know. I guess you probably have some shorts on your channel. I think I remember seeing some, and I know that's the big thing right now, but I'm going to tell you, I hate them. I do not like shorts. When I click on something, I want to watch something and learn something. It just seems like the shorts are just, here's this and a little music, and I don't know why they push those so much. I guess there's a reason, but
it's to compete with TikTok. But I will say this: my last short got almost 2,000 views in one day, and the analytics, I normally have about 1.3% for female audience. After that, it is now 5%.
Okay, well,
so
I hit a shorts.
I hit a new demographic, so I was like, cool, that increased. So
yeah, well, I guess there's a reason to do them then. I don't know. I just know, me personally, I'm not a fan of watching them.
Yeah, my buddy Creative Rob, the one I did the stamps for.
Yep.
He's big on doing the shorts, and he's always like, "Oh, you got to do it. You got to get on TikTok." I'm like, I'm not getting on TikTok, but I'll do the shorts on YouTube, and just kind of do a condensed time lapse of the projects I do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, another short that I caught before I subscribed, which was actually just recently, CNC elephant wall art. That was a cool piece.
Yeah, my wife's favorite animal is an elephant, so I made that for her because, as you can see, most everything I do is Star Trek, sci-fi kind of. So I did the elephant, so I could put something in the living room.
Yep, and that's one of your shorts, and I saw that just cruising through. That's pretty cool.
All right, well, let's get back to this question. Rob Schuster asked, "What video editing software do you use?"
I use Premiere Pro.
Okay.
So more Adobe.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So because I used to do editing animations for a VJ, a virtual DJ, and I would do renders and I would do 3D modeling in Blender, edit together, and then he'd go to clubs and use that for the music that was playing and use my designs for that.
How fun.
Okay.
So,
cool. Yeah, I was getting a few comments here about the so Solar Man says it's the beard. The chicks dig the beard. Maybe so. I don't know. And Harry says, I make shorts of my 3D prints. They link easily to printables and Thingiverse, and they prove the viability of my designs. Yeah, I guess that's a good point there too. I just, I don't know. I just am not a fan of what. A lot of times I click on them by mistake because I think I see something, and I think, oh, that sounds good, and I click on it, and then I'm like, it's over already. I didn't learn anything, you know.
But they have. I think that it comes back to the, it's the the next generation, and if you can get some of this younger crowd and get them to see the things they can do, and maybe if you can grab 1, 2, 3 of them and get them to come watch one of your videos and how you do this, maybe we get a younger generation kind of
spark some interest.
Yeah, because I mean, when I was their age, I know what I was doing. Maybe seeing something like this, at a younger age would have been like, oh, that looks fun.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'm just an old fogey then, because I just not a fan of the shorts, and I'm certainly not a fan of TikTok stuff. So I don't think old Dave's made for TikTok. So not really made for YouTube, but that's beside the point.
Nah.
Let's see. All right. I keep seeing a lot of hashtag cadence. All right. So I guess we've got that ready to go. Let me check on that and see how. Yeah, we've got about 72 entries in that. We'll be doing that drawing here in just a little bit, folks. Jerry Brown says, Dave, you want to do the old TikTok. Yeah, I don't think so, Jerry. I don't think so.
When you were doing your acrylic, did you have any gum up at first?
I was trying to do a clock, and I got some of this like maybe 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter thick. And yes, that gummed up. But I've paid very close attention to get cast acrylic. And just after that one gum up, I was like, oh, yep, no.
Enough is enough. Yeah, cast works great.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
But I have been using extruded on the long mill. And I take a little bit shallower cut, but when I'm doing that, I'm watching it. So, because it is sometimes cheaper. I did a couple really big signs, and the cast acrylic for them was going to be like $100 a sheet.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I was doing it for a friend, but I got the extruded for like 35, 40. So I was like, yeah, got to go that route.
Depending on the project. Yeah, I just made a desk cover for my printer, and that's just basic. So, but all the lights like yours, I'm sitting there looking at your Star Trek with the ships and DS9 on it. That's cast, I bet, right?
Yes, all that's cast. I don't have the actual one, but here's Here, let me see if I can get this so you can see the detail, actually.
That's sweet. Now, you're doing this with a drag knife or a V-bit, or?
No, that's with a spring-loaded drag bit.
Okay. Big diamond cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is laser on cast. This is one of my favorite pieces. And with the cast, it gives that etched look.
Right.
With the laser. I haven't done the drag knife. I mean.
Now, did you reverse that image? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Because this is the back, or I call it the back.
Right.
But with any writing, I reverse it.
Well, that's funny. On my 3018, I just flipped the x-axis in the Gerbil.
There you go.
And so it just was automatic. Because I kept forgetting to reverse it in my software. That's when I was first starting out, and I was like, oh wait, if I just flip this, okay, cool. So.
Right.
Yeah, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I've done that. That is too cool.
Yeah, that's the other reason I wanted to get a laser, because in that infill, that's kind of where I think the limitations of, just even the CNC and everything. I wish I had a piece here to demonstrate it better, but the infill, because you can see the line. So,
when you're using a router.
right, when you're using a router milling, you can cross hatch it. So you go one way 45 and the other way 45. You can still see those lines, so it's not as solid looking as yours was there on the laser.
Sean, you may have to take that hat off. They're getting you mixed up with Adam Savage.
Oh no, he's better looking.
I hadn't thought of it, but then when I read that comment, I'm like, by gosh, he does kind of look like Adam Savage now.
Well, maybe I got to get my brown one.
Yeah.
I see Paulie wants a crafter, saying that cast acrylic is not cheap. I get like 4x6 sheets of these to start with, and I think it comes 5 to a package for $20 on Amazon, and that's actually through Same Smart, the ones who made the 3018 program.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to get in it, at least try it. But yeah, that that Star Trek sign is a good $250, $280 worth of acrylic.
Easy.
There.
Have you looked for? There's a company here. It's Regal Plastics, and I guess they're kind of nationwide. And that's where I'd buy 4x8 sheets. But no, don't quote me on today's price. The 4x8 was $300, $280, but that's been a few years ago. I don't have a clue what it is today.
Yeah, I've been using Maker Stock.
Okay.
To get mine. They seem to have really good quality, because I've even noticed in some of the clear acrylic, the stuff I get off Amazon versus the impurities in the Amazon stuff, you can see it. It isn't as clear. Whereas stuff in Maker Stock, maybe it's just me looking at it and inherently thinking that, but it seems stuff off Amazon is a little bit not as clear. The light doesn't seem to shine through it as bright as it does with that stuff. So
it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. I saw. I guess it hadn't popped in here yet. Clyde's reminding everybody to hit the like, folks. Appreciate that, Clyde. Looks like we got a few more in there. Some people are agreeing about the Adam Savage comment, looks like. So
I take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
I'll find my brown one for next week.
Harry says, now that the pandemic is over, I think there will be a lot of used sneeze guards on Craigslist.
Yes.
I'm not sure I'd want to purchase those, but yeah, I imagine that there will be a lot. Although, the places that I've gone, looks like they're still up. The Publix that I go to, I guess they didn't watch 60 Minutes the other night when Joe said it was over. I don't know.
I don't know. The places I went to had them before that, but there were bars and
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a joke that we have a little gas station that they're behind the plexiglass all the time anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, that you just barely stick your hand under there to give them to pay them and stuff. Yeah. Alrighty. All right. Well, we are at an hour. Does anybody have any other questions for Paul or Adam Savage? We will get ready to do the drawing here. Let's see if it's gone up any since. I got a couple more. Got about 75 entries in there. And we will hit that up. And then I guess we'll probably get ready to get out of here pretty quick, because as everybody knows, when you do the drawing, participation declines pretty rapidly. So, but and anyway, Paul, I don't think I mentioned it during our tech check, and I don't think I mentioned it earlier on, and I got to apologize to Paul. You didn't see what I did to him, Sean?
Oh,
When I was sitting here, you and I were in here, and I said, "Man, I hope he shows up." And then I thought, I bet he's at that other link where we did the tech check. And sure enough, I went, and that's where he was. I had forgotten to send him the other link to come on in here, so I apologize for that, Paul. But also, when we sign off here, you don't have to go anywhere unless you just want to. We usually hang out a while and shoot the breeze and stuff like that. So, but anyway, I guess if we don't have any more questions,
Larry Brown, where do you get the light? So,
okay, yeah, there we go.
Depends on which ones. Like these plastic bases, Amazon. Nah, I know you can make your own.
There you go. Now you're talking.
The neon flux, yeah, I got that off pretty much Amazon for all of it right now. I am looking at I'm trying to remember. I just saw it. There's a Facebook group I admin LED acrylic signs.
Okay.
And Extron or something like that. Oh, I can't remember. But there's a couple wholesale places that you can get them from as well. And LED standoffs, just Google LED standoffs. And
have you used the standoffs with the lights in them? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. There you go.
So, and they'll come with the controller, and you can hook up, I think, 8 lights to it.
Yeah. RGB? Or
no, the ones you get on Amazon are only green, blue, red, and clear or white.
Right.
There is another company. Again, you have to set up a wholesale account to get their RGB ones.
Right.
So,
that's cool though.
Yeah, but I like hacking stuff. I like Arduinos, so who knows? I might find a way to just cut those up and get them.
Oh yeah. Send part to the right place.
Yeah.
Now this is
replace them.
Now I've been doing these signs for over 9 years now, I guess. We're looking back at my history. I ended up, these are dusty, you'll have to excuse them, but I literally layered up 3 layers of 1/4 inch. And there's the light on the inside. It's just one of the rolls that you cut to a certain length. And the back. But yeah, so a lot of people, they weren't making stands. You couldn't really get a lot of stands at the time. So yeah, I've done that. That's why when you showed up that little one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
That's cool. I like that one.
Yeah, that's just Arduino Pro Micro and a photometer, and then
you do love your Arduinos. Okay, that's
and then
cool.
the solid, not the strips, but the ones that are on a plastic sheet.
Okay.
So it's solid and it's easier to mount up that high.
Okay. Got a couple of folks here, David being one of them, wants to know if you would disclose your speed ranges and depth of cut for acrylic.
Well, when I use, my 6mm width, I'm on a O flute. Oh, that's always a tongue twister. I do about 1.5 millimeters per pass, anywhere from 1,200, 1,300. Just
millimeters.
Millimeters per minute. Sorry. So that's on the long mill. On the 3018, 225 millimeters per minute with a stock of 0.1 millimeter per pass.
Yeah.
It just you try to go more. Yeah, on the 30. I think it's
So for anybody who's trying to figure that out in imperial, 1.5 millimeters would be what, about 60 thousandths, more or less, about a 16th kind of. And then what was the other one you said? 100 millimeters, which would be not quite 4 inches per second, I guess.
Oh, I do mine per minute. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was 225 millimeters per minute on the 3018 and 1,200 to 300 on the long mill.
Big difference.
Okay. Oh, that okay. Well, I was way off. I
Yeah.
thought you said 100. So, yeah. Okay.
The 3018, an hour. This 3 minutes. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till you fire up your laser.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to make sure we have you back on when you get that thing. Just stay in touch and let me know when you get your floors done and get that home tech going, because I'm certainly like to have somebody on and
welcome to hang out too.
Things. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess. Wait. Another question. Okay, that's the same question we just.
My bad.
Just hit. I guess we'll go ahead and do the giveaway then. If you just now tuning in, let me give them an opportunity to get it in there. The hashtag is #Cadence, and that's for the drawing. And I don't know what bit, whatever. I guess it's whoever wins they can pick tonight or something. If Cody's all right with that. But anyway, we'll get ready to do that. Let me get this screen share going over here. Here we are, 76 people in so far, and we will draw it up here. So good luck, everybody, and here we go.
The Vans Lander.
Islander. All right, that sounds like that might be somebody new. I don't know if I've even seen that name in the chat before, but congratulations. And just so you know, you'll want to go to www.cadencemfgdesign.com and tell Cody that you were the winner tonight, and I guess negotiate which bit you want, and Cody will get it sent out to you. So congratulations, the Van Islander. It's an interesting name. All righty. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and take a wild guess that you know this person.
Thank you, baby girl. Well, she's saying congrats to the winner. So, hey,
yeah,
attention! Yay! There we go.
Yeah.
Now pay attention when I ask you to clean your room, please.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. Well, I guess we're going to get out of here. Paul, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I've enjoyed talking with you and seeing some of that cool acrylic stuff you do, as well as the long mill stuff too. And like I said, I can't wait to have you back on when you get that pew pew machine going. That's something I'm really interested in seeing. So anyway, I guess, and again, I've already turned the banner off for the Gatton CNC Christmas Challenge, but I'll put that on just for a sec before we go. If anybody's wanting to enter that, you can get all the details. This will be the 7th annual Gatton CNC Christmas Challenge. I'm still going to try to line up some sponsors for some stuff, and I think I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to do the judging on that this time, and I'm thinking I may just have the guys like Sean and Ryan and Paul and Russ that's usually on here when I'm doing a panel, and maybe get y'all's input on that. We can all do the judges thing, unless you want to enter, of course. And then, of course, if you enter, that would pretty much disqualify you from being a judge, I guess.
You just made it easy for me.
Yeah.
That's good.
But anyway. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here then. Like I said, Paul, if you want to hang around with us, we'll be talking backstage here in a little bit. Thanks, everybody, for coming tonight.
Yep. Thank you, Cody.
Oh, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Dave.
And we will see y'all next week.
Yep.
Have a good one, everybody. Well, if I can hit the right button.